Okay, getting ready to start installing the wiring harness for the ProFlow 4. As you remember, let me get the right cut on. I've already mounted the controller up inside the dash here. And you can see where some wiring comes through for the factory, which is going to be the same area I'm going to try to put this wiring harness through. I'm also, down the road, going to be installing a new old stock Speedostat speed control. This was made by the Dana Corporation. And it's never been installed in a vehicle. So when I go to do the wiring, I want to make sure that this hole here is big enough for it all to fit through. As you can see, I got a factory wiring harness that comes out, which I've already unplugged. I'll pull it back through. I've also got the amp wire here. I'll end up unhooking it from the amp and pulling it back out from under the carpet and everything to get it out. And then I'll make this hole bigger to make sure all the wires will fit through it. And then I'll just have to find me another grommet. So I'm going to get off here, get all this pulled out and get started, and then figure out how much bigger I got to make that hole back there be. Okay, you can see I've pulled the wiring loom back through, the factory one, and the grommet. Well, after I did that, I took and measured the diameter of the grommet, which is like so, which gives me 1 inch 290 thousandths. Well, after I did that, I took all the wiring loom and what would be going through the dash and measured it. I will be able to get it through the dash. I'll just have to come up with something to go around the hole to keep it from chafing. But if you look at this hole, it's got a lip on it. Get my finger out of the way. It's got a lip on it from the factory, so I'll probably be able just to use a piece of vacuum line, gas hose, something like that, just to cut and put around it, and then all the wires back through it. And I'll move my amp wire over in with this wire that's already coming out in a separate hole. So let me get started at running all this through. I do think that to get the ends, I don't believe I'm going to be able to get these ends through that hole, so I'll probably have to depin each one of the plugs and then repin it. The biggest thing about that will be remembering which color goes where. Well, the nice thing is, I've got the wiring diagram that come with it, but I also had the plug that plugs into the other end, and the wiring should match for it. So I'll check that, and once I get it all done, I'll bring you back and show you what it looks like. Okay, I went ahead to unpin them. Got the plastic retainer loose. Going to be a little hard to get out. Then I went to unpin it, and it's just going to be a little harder than I wanted to work at because I didn't want to mess anything up. So what I did instead is I come back out here, since the plugs wouldn't fit. I grabbed hole-saw and come in here and was going to just drill it out the hole-saw. Well, I have 1.5 inches, which is hits right on the lip that sticks up there. Then my next size was 2 inch. So I went to the hardware store and picked up 1.75 inches, which will work perfect. So I'm just going to drill that out to 1.75 inches. Well, while I was there, I got to looking, and I needed a plug. This is a rubber cap for a table leg or a metal pole. So what I'm going to do is I'll come in And I'll open it up this way and then shorten it down. That way I can slide it up in there and I run the wires, and I put a split down this way. That way I can wrap it around the wire line. Okay, got you set up here. I'm gonna drill this hole. This is where one of these drills come in real good. It gives you room to get in there. See how the hinge is? I'd be right up with my hand. It comes in. Now if I was using a straight drill, I wouldn't be able to get in like this. I'm going to use a little PB blaster in there on it. Lube the hole, to lube it to keep it cutting. Okay, for some reason it's I don't know why it keeps binding. What am I catching? Okay. Let's see if that's going to work any better. Okay, well that idea didn't work. Let's see what else I can come up with. Okay, since the drill's not going to work with the hole saw, we're going to go to a die grinder with a burr on it. And so before I started, I covered the open motor to keep the chips out. So what I'm going to do is just get in here. Of course, I've got my safety glasses on. And sorry about the noise, but you know, die grinder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work it just enough on the lower edge to where I can get the connectors through. That way I'm not opening it up too big, and then I'll use make the grommet for it. So I'll cut you off and bring you back when I can get the wiring through there. Okay, get in here. As you can see, I've opened the hole up. You can see the chips laying here, and I don't know if you can see them, but there's metal chips all over the sharps. So that's why I put them on there, to keep from having them end up in the engine. Okay, and here's the end, the big end that'll be going through. As you can tell, it'll fit through there now. Now they'll be coming through from the inside, but it was easier to check to do it from the they'll be coming through from the passenger compartment, but it was easier to check it going in from the engine compartment. Okay, I got the wiring ran through the hole. It's all through there except for the cruise control. I took then for the pole, which pole was a closet rod. I took a hole saw and drilled it out. Then I just took a pair of trauma shears and split it down the middle. With that done, what I'll end up doing is it'll wrap around the wires. And then I'll feed it back into the hole. Now it's a little larger than what I need, but get it started in. Trying to keep the, and then I'll just so that'll protect the wires. Now they're still loose in there. I can run a few more through it. When I get to the point that I'm done putting any extra wires in there, I'll go around this part with the radiator hose clamp just to hold it together, and then I'll fill this full with caulking, some sort of silicone type caulking that'll keep moisture out.